Viktor Orban, the man that is hated by Western media and Western politicians, here he is explicitly exposing what is happening to Europe right now. And guess who? George Soros is connected. Here he reveals exactly what George Soros' plan is, written by George Soros.
I do remember how Mr. George Soros published his plan in English in a Project Syndicate publication. It was done 2015, September 26th. And he published a plan. He said that I'm quoting, here are the 6 components of my comprehensive plan. I just quote 2 or 3 points of that. First is, he said very clearly, 2015, that, quoting again, EU has to accept at least 1 million asylum seekers annually.
Catch that? There it is.
That was the first point. Second, he said, adequate financing is critical. And he proposed to issue long-term euro bonds for financing the migration crisis and the migrants' social and welfare taking care when they arrive to the European Union. And another point which is very important for Hungary, which is involving the territory of Hungary directly into this program, he said that, quoting them, safe channels must be established for asylum seekers, starting with getting them from Greece and Italy to their destination countries, which means to bring them to Greece, to Hungary, and then have them to go to Austria. So don't forget that what we are speaking about is not an accidental stories, not a bulk of 10 years of accidental stories. It's a plan which is going on. It was written, it was published, it's known. So we are fighting again an organized gang called Empire of George Soros, NGOs, who are not supporting everybody who is transgressing our legal system and our regulation, and financing illegal activity against our nation. So this is why the story is not just about migration, but it's about how this European Union is working and how George Soros was able to captive the main positions inside many institutions of European Union, buying out MPs and other leaders, and in order to execute the plan which is written, and it's against all the Christian and nation-based political forces. It's against us. It's about how to change Europe and how to eliminate and push aside all the Christian, conservative, national-based political leaders and voters from the European Union decision-making bodies. So this is the migration about. Not just about migration. Sorry for it.
All right, so he almost hits the nail directly on the head there, but the more that I've learned about this issue, the more I've gone down this rabbit hole. I would not say that George Soros is the head of the snake by any means. I see Soros as a front because people like Soros, Epstein, Klaus Schwab, and the WEF, they're far too visible to be the actual decision makers on these things. I believe that people like Soros and Epstein, they're allowed and enabled to get rich through shady means, both through finance, both very murky upcomings in their worlds, amassed billions of dollars just by being good at trading stocks. I believe that the people who really run the world use them as vessels, very visible vessels or vehicles to execute their plans. So this stuff is all in plain sight, but George Soros catches the brunt of the heat because his name is on the paper trail. But the people who really run the world, they have layers and layers and layers in between their agenda and how it's being carried out and who's in the middle of that. There's layers of protection and deniability in between them. So nobody has to ever know their names. But in the Forbidden Book Society, which you could find right here, we talk exactly about who the real power players are. And it goes a few levels higher than Soros. So join the Forbidden Book Society if you want to know who those puppet masters are and how the world actually works, because that's what we focus on. And that's why it is the Forbidden Book Society, because they try to erase these books from existence because they touch the nerve of the truth. See you there. God bless.